promise you 3 C's today on Kababayan LA. We're done with the first one, that's Census US, Census 2010. It's important for us to stand up and be counted. Kung gusto po natin na magkaroon ng kapangyarihan and power ang ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika, we have to stand up, we have to show our numbers. And like what Derek said earlier, whether you're staying here legally or illegally, it doesn't matter. Just stand up and you can still be counted. But for some of us na staying here illegally, I'm sure mahirap po ang buhay. I'm sure some of you are thinking, you don't want to go back to the Philippines, so magtitiis na lang dito sa Amerika. Well, guess what? You don't have to, because there are 2 words for you today: Canadian immigration. Let's watch this. Attorney Henry Moyal, welcome back to Kababayan LA. It's been a while since we last saw you here. So what's new with Canadian immigration?
Well, the last time I was here, we spoke about the Fast Track program, which is the immigration system for Canada. The rules are the same, the regulations are the same. Basically, if a person has an occupation that's in demand in Canada, then you're able to qualify without a job offer and without having a relative in Canada.
Well, that looks pretty positive, and that's very hopeful for a lot of our viewers. But some of them are wondering, can they still migrate to Canada even if they are undocumented here in the U.S.?
That's a good question. Many people, especially those in the United States, have contacted me, emailed me, and their primary concern, I would say 60 to 70% of individuals who contacted me say, look, I'm out of status, I want to come to Canada, I seem to qualify, but I don't know what to do because I'm afraid that I'm out of status, and do I still qualify? And the answer is yes, they still do qualify. Even if they're out of status, doesn't really matter if they're out of status. If they qualify under the regulations, they will be able to immigrate just like everyone else.
Okay, so if their status here in the U.S. is irrelevant to Canadian immigration, what is relevant to Canadian immigration? What do they need in order to qualify?
Well, as I mentioned, under the Fast Track program, and when I say Fast Track, I mean under the new rules, before it was taking 4 or 5 years, now it's about 8 to 12 months to immigrate to Canada. If you have an occupation, if you have work experience, under a specific list of occupations. There's 38 occupations, but the primary ones are nurses, accountants, physicians, cooks, CNAs, licensed vocational nurses. So if you have an occupation and work experience in one of those occupations, then you'll be able to qualify.
Do you need a college degree?
Yes, you need a bachelor degree. So getting back to the people who are illegal, what I want to stress is that illegal is not the right term, in the sense that people think that they're illegal, but there's nothing illegal about it. In other words, if you're illegal, you haven't committed a crime. There's nothing wrong with being illegal or undocumented and qualifying for Canada, because Canada looks at only the last 10 years of work experience.
Oh, okay.
So I have a lot of people who say, look, you say nurses are in demand. I've been a nurse for 5 years in the Philippines or in Saudi Arabia, but here I'm undocumented for 2 years as a caregiver. Do I still qualify? The answer is yes, because Canada will only look at the last 10 years. So if you qualify, even if you're undocumented, you can still become an immigrant, and it's not an issue.
What about the families? So a lot of undocumented immigrants here have families, they have babies here, kids here. Can they bring all of them to Canada?
Yes, I mean, again, if you're undocumented or not, as an applicant, if you're the main applicant and you have work experience in one of those occupations, you could include your spouse, common law partner, and dependent children. So whether they're American or not, if they're in the U.S. or not, they're still included in the application.
And I think that is definitely good news for our viewers out there. But how long does it take? You mentioned 8 to 12 months. What's the timeline for this? If I am watching right now and I call you, how does it go? How does it proceed?
Under the new rules, all applications will have to be filed in Canada, and that's where we come in. We will file the application for you. It takes about...
So they don't have to be physically in Canada?
That's right. They don't have to be physically in Canada, and also they don't have to be physically in the U.S. as well. A lot of people think that if they're undocumented, they ask, well, do I need to leave the U.S.?
Go back to the Philippines.
That's right. Do I have to leave the U.S. if I filed an application for Canada?
Right.
The answer is no. They can physically stay in the United States, be undocumented, and we can file the application, in this case, in Canada, and they can get a visa while they're still in the United States. Everything is done through mail.
What about clearances, police clearance and other stuff?
Getting a police clearance is not an issue when it comes to immigration. So there's ways to get your fingerprints done, police clearances, just to make sure that you have no criminal record that doesn't tie in with immigration. Well, I'm not saying that people should go to the police station.
Right.
That's not the way to do it. But there are ways to do it, and it's not a complicated way to get your police clearances to qualify for immigration.
And that is where Attorney Henry Moyal comes in. He can help you. Do you give free consultation?
Yes.
Or what kind of consultation do you give?
Well, the best way is for them to send me an email or go into my website, which is www.moyal.com. There's a free assessment form that has all the sections that I need to assess the application for the applicant. You fill that out, submit it to us, and that's the free consultation. So we'll assess your case and let you know if you qualify, and if you do, we'll let you know the next steps and how to go about it.
Very quickly, is there relief for people who don't qualify, or do you just outright say, we can't help you?
Outright say, I can't help you.
Wow. But the others out there, he can help you. That's the number on the screen. Call him. For more information, log on to their website as well. And thank you so much. Thank you. More power to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
There's only one place in the world that can provide you with free healthcare, free education, and exceptional job opportunities. Whether you are a professional worker, nurse, nanny, or business person, with or without status in the USA, we can make your dream come true.
Hi, I'm Attorney Henry Moyal. With over 15 years of Canadian immigration law experience, we have processed thousands of immigration visas to live and work in Canada. We can help you. For a free consultation, call us 1-888-VISA-078.
The Ronald McDonald House Charities Asia Scholarship Program honors the Southland's most outstanding Asian Pacific youth who demonstrate exceptional